On this week's show, we talk sports. We have a trailer review for The Way Back, the new Ben Affleck movie. We have music from Jackson Price, and we talk food.
The only thing that's different is Martin Lawrence's face is fatter. Hold up, Mike. I gotta catch my breath, Mike. I do like chicken sandwiches. Well, who else would you have on the cover of Playboy these days, right? See if you can polish this term. I'm trying to be positive here, Jake. Jake is also available for anniversaries and birthday parties.
I thought you were gonna tell me treat him like cats and sprayed him with a water bottle.
No.
Not enough money behind this podcast to get him on here. Because it's not the kids' fault they're shitheads. It's not. It's the parents' fault. The parents are shitheads too. Dude, why are you talking shit? Have you won anything? No, then shut the fuck up. Wait, nobody ever said there was a plot to Rambo. Delete your account, go back to bed, cry for a couple of days, and reflect on what you're actually going to do with your life.
Welcome everyone to the 82 Podcast, Season 3, Episode 4. Darren, Jake, with you on a snowy, cold, windy, late February day here in beautiful Windsor, Ontario. Jake, how are you today, sir?
I'm still breathing, kind of. That's so
barely
hanging in there
between the hacking and the coughing. You know.
Oh yeah. I love being sick. This is great. It's now a lifestyle for me, Darren.
I know. I you know what? Most people, when they talk about different lifestyles, like, oh, I might want to try that one day. Nope.
Well, you know what it is, right? It's just preparing me for the coronavirus outbreak coming.
Oh man, I was gonna say, you know, it's scary. It's getting scary with that virus. There's rumors that the Olympics might be canceled. You know,
well, I think
if
so.
If it's not contained.
Well, what I heard, the last stat I heard yesterday is that just right now became a pandemic because the number of cases outside of China is bigger than the amount of cases inside of China. That's a lot of people. And if you think about it worldwide, that's just going to get worse.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jake, let's get into it and let's talk a little bit of sports as we always do here on the AZ Podcast. So many things going down. Obviously, with it just passed this past Monday, the NHL trade deadline came and went, and only one of our, I guess you can call our local teams, did something that was newsworthy. The Detroit Red Wings shipped off Mike Green, a veteran defenseman, to Edmonton, along with Andreas Athanasiou to also Edmonton. So Edmonton should be called the Edmonton Red Wings now, with all the players that they have acquired from Detroit. So Detroit, the Wings have joined in on the full tank mode that is all of Detroit sports right now. With the Wings and Pistons are in a full rebuild, burn it down. Let's try to build something back up. So obviously my team, the Leafs, who got embarrassed on the weekend by losing to a 42-year-old Zamboni driver, decided.
It's a nice story, not for you guys, but it's a nice story.
You know what? I was working that night, so I only caught like the first period and a half of the game. So when it happens, I'm like, oh my God, this can't be happening. You know, I thought like police, we're gonna blow him out. It'll let in 7 goals, no problem. And especially he let in the first 2 goals. We're like, oh, this, and everyone
on the first
laughing.
2 shots,
on his first 2 shots. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get ugly fast. But he settled down and he did something that only, I believe, one other emergency backup goalie did, and he beat a professional NHL team. Oh, it's absolutely crazy. And this,
don't feel that bad. He's also their practice goalie. So
you know what? No, what it's bad. He is the practice goalie for the junior team, the junior Leafs. You know, the AHL team. So he's not even a practice goalie for the Leafs. He's a backup practice goalie for the junior team.
Well, again, he's got ice time, so it's not. He's seasoned. He's seasoned.
He's seasoned all right. And what makes the story so great is that the guy got a kidney transplant about 2 or 3 years ago, and they thought he was his hockey days were done, and to see him get out there and stop, I believe like 11 out of 13 shots. It's unbelievable. It's just a remarkable story.
Yep.
Obviously, he got the first star of the game, which he kind of have to in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that's great story for the NHL. It's obviously not great for Leaf fans and Leaf Nations losing to a Zamboni driver. I was getting it from all angles at work after the game. Oh, because everyone knows I'm a Leaf fan, so I was there. I was a target of everyone getting ribbed and getting all the insults hurled my way. So yeah, good for him though.
I
I'm
should have
glad
traded for him at the trade deadline.
he was actually busy on whatchamacallit. He was doing a media tour. He was on the Today Show and he was on Stephen Colbert. He was just really enjoying that 15 minutes of fame. So
Oh yeah, got to do it. He got a jersey and $500 out of it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I was,
he's good.
and he got the game puck. So
Oh shit, perfect.
I was gonna say, how would that be? Like, I think the NHL is the only professional sports franchise where they have that rule that if two of your goalies go down, you have to get someone just as an emergency fill-in. You imagine, like, if you're playing soccer, watching a soccer game, Jake, and their players are just injured, and then they call you. It's like, hey, get in there. Like
Wherever I don't have to
it's
run too
unheard of.
much, throw me in net.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say the soccer keepers are injured, right, and they need you to go in there, facing like Real Madrid or whatever,
Oh hell yeah, do it.
It's unbelievable. So obviously that was like the big sports story of the weekend.
Yeah, that thing was everywhere.
Oh my God, but it's great to see that something like that, and it's also fun fact that the day that he went in was the 40th anniversary of the classic Miracle on Ice when the U.S. beat the Russians. So I guess the Carolina had their own little Miracle on Ice that day.
They sure did.
So from there, let's well, well, you really can't tell because all the snow and the cold and the shitty weather condition, but it's almost spring, Jake. It's almost spring. So that means baseball season is right around the corner. I know Jake's excited.
Yeah. I'm watching that Grapefruit League down there.
Oh yes, you are.
Exciting.
Hey, how about those Tigers? They're 3-1. Look out.
Yeah, it's like the Lions preseason.
No, I believe they went 1-3 in the preseason.
Yeah, no, whatever. It doesn't matter either way.
Really so the Tigers are in beautiful Florida, soaking up the sun, playing some baseball. They take on the Rays today in, I believe, in Port Charlotte, where the Rays have their spring training. So it should be interesting. Obviously, once this crappy weather goes by and the sun is out more frequently and the warmer weather starts to heat up, it should be nice to see baseball back across the river.
Yeah, it's nice to just see prospects and those young kids out there just having fun, showing us what we're going to actually have the next 3-4 years.
That's it.
That's something to look forward to. Save my money for those tickets.
Exactly. So from baseball let's talk about basketball, because I know Jake is a big basketball fan.
Ooh, let's do it.
And your Michigan Wolverines.
Hell yeah.
They're crawling. They're crawling back in. They're crawling back into contention. 18-9 right now. They sit 7th in the Big Ten. They take on a Wisconsin team that's the 5th in the Big Ten. That's at 17-10. tonight at the Chrysler Arena, Chrysler Center. So that should be a interesting matchup because
yeah, it's lots of things going to happen now. You have a couple games left. You got to prepare for the Big Ten tournament, and you got
Big
to
Ten
go.
tournament is coming up, I believe, in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Michigan has been on a hot streak. They've won their last 5, going up against Wisconsin, who also is on a hot streak, have won their last 4. So it's going to be a really good matchup to see these two teams go head to head as they battle, for spots in the upcoming Big Ten tournament. So it's all about momentum for those two teams going into the Big Ten tournament. And as for my other team, Michigan State, just barely in the top 25, sitting in at 24, taking on. They will be taking on Maryland on Saturday, February 29th. That's going to be a game that's going to be interesting to watch. Obviously, Maryland, who is the number 1 in the Big Ten, 23-5, taking on Michigan State, who is 3rd in the Big Ten. So it's going to be interesting. It should be a fun match to see a real test and what kind of Michigan State team shows up, because we've known, especially last year, Michigan State was starting to peak around now, going into the Big Ten tournament and then on to the NCAA tournament, where they had a lot of success.
Right, and then that's what it's about right now. You're looking at positioning for March Madness right now, because it's how you finish, and then you're gonna have to see where they place you.
It really is the conference tournament that sets you up for the March Madness selection committee.
Yeah, you need a couple wins in there. Get halfway through it, and then you should be fine.
Let's say if you make it to the semifinals of of the Big Ten tournament, so that gives you at least a look at you maybe a 6 or 7 seed when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Yeah. So there's so Michigan is 19-9 right now. They've won their last 2. So they have a little bit of momentum. So that game's going to be a great game. That's Saturday at 8 o'clock. So that's going to be an interesting game, especially with their superstar with Cassius Winston. He just surpassed one of their all-time great scorers to sit 6th in all-time points with 1,900 points. So he is the best shooter in the conference, so there's no reason why he should not be there's not a reason why he should not be getting the ball and dictating the pace of play when it comes to this
we'll
big
do
game.
Our March Madness show the week before the actual tournament. Give us our the picks and some previews and the usual fun stuff. Get you away from that NFL draft rumor mill.
Yes. So it's just going constantly. Obviously, we don't want to harp on the Lions every week because we just don't have the energy.
Boring.
Yeah, no. Especially when there's no news, it's just not fun to talk about.
No.
If we are talking, it would just be nothing but speculation.
Yeah.
So for us to talk about that, I would rather talk about the Pistons, who are an actual team that we know that sucks, but they're currently sucking right now.
Hell yeah, we want those draft picks.
Oh yeah,
lottery.
We are trying to get down to the bottom 3, bottom 4 worst.
Oh yeah.
They once again they lost to the Nuggets on Tuesday, 115-98. The next game is Friday against the Phoenix Suns. That's another loss. So we're looking good.
Perfect.
We sit 12th in the Eastern Conference, which is pretty good.
Love it.
And they lost 7 in a row. So
that's a good thing. Get those picks. Get that number 1 player.
That's it. Tank whoever it is,
and we'll build from there.
Exactly. Well,
lots of cap space next year.
Lots of cap space, but like I look at like the worst team in the league,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
it's still crazy to see the Golden State Warriors are the worst team in the league.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna be. Come on now.
They only have 12 wins this whole year, so hopefully Steph Curry comes back and they
Oh
can.
no. He's not coming back. You know they're gonna want that top pick and then they can be like, oh look, we're back again next year. Here's like 80
Yeah,
wins.
like get him and you get Klay Thompson and then
Yeah.
Draymond Green, and they can just
We're back.
they're back.
Yeah. Now.
So that is pretty much it. Obviously, other little news and notes. Well, Jake would be interested in this. There's a Champions League round of 16 is coming up in soccer.
Yep.
Have you been watching that, Jake? Have you?
Absolutely not. I've been sick. Sorry. No, it's my TV and sports watching is so limited last couple weeks. Yeah.
So like even when you're sick, you don't just like
I can't. No.
nap in
No.
front of the TV.
No, nothing.
No?
It's no. It's just too much. I just got to be doing some work, like other shit. So.
Yeah, I just have to stay occupied.
Yep.
That's it. Well, then I believe that's it for sports there, Jake.
Awesome. So let's get into our movie trailer review. So this week, Darren, our movie is called The Way Back with Ben Affleck, and this is an inspirational basketball movie that you and I were just talking about off the air. But yeah, I'll let you explain it because I'm just gonna pass out here with my voice here. But it's about a high school basketball coach.
Well, it tells the story of Jack Cunningham, who's played by Ben Affleck, who once had a life filled with promise. In high school, he was a basketball phenom with a university scholarship when suddenly, for a reason unknown, he walks away from the game, forfeiting his future. Now, years later, Jack is spiraling down, triggered by an unspeakable loss, costing him his marriage and any hopes for a better life. When he's asked to coach a basketball team at his alma mater, which has fallen on hard times since his glory days, he accepts, and surprising no one more than himself. And as the boys start to come together as a team, and Jack as a team and win, Jack finally found reason to confront his demons that have derailed him over the past years. And they kind of like that team heals his wounds from his past and setting up him for like a road to redemption. Basically is basically the plot of the movie. So
yeah,
so it's definitely like good story, one of those stories that people can relate to, I guess. Finding something to really invest in that will take your mind off things, but also will give you another form of purpose.
Yeah,
just
so
like
one of those sports inspirational movies. It might be one of the ones we've been missing for so long. We haven't had one for a very long time.
Yeah.
So
I can probably think like what was the last one that we were talking about that this movie's kind of similar to Hardball with Keanu Reeves.
Yes. Yeah.
So it comes out. I believe it's coming out this weekend.
It's coming out. I'm looking here right now.
March 6th. It comes out.
6th. Yeah. Stupid YouTube is slow. Okay. March 6th.
That's okay. So yeah. So I saw the trailer. Trailer looks good. Looks compelling. Yeah. Looks like something Ben Affleck can really sink his teeth into. Him being from Boston, being a sports guy, really, adds to that.
Yep.
So I like the trailer. I give it a solid 3.5 out of 5.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm exactly the same page. I'll give it a 3.5. I'm actually in the mood to see one of these movies. I want to, because it's been a while, especially
Mm.
for basketball. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and again, one of my favorite sports. Ben Affleck's always pretty good in these movies. Nice to see him have a role like this. And no, I'm actually very interested. Definitely want to see it. And yeah, maybe might have to go see it maybe in the theater when it comes out. We'll see if I have time. I'll actually go see this one. But yeah, 3.5. And yeah, and I'm if there's an opportunity where I'm bored, I will definitely go see it in the theater.
Good stuff.
I liked it. Very
There
good.
you go. We were gonna do Candyman trailer because Jake is a big horror movie fan, but the
That's right.
trailer hasn't dropped yet today, which
Not
was supposed
yet.
to drop today.
Supposed to.
So
Supposed.
we'll do it next week. If
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
there you go.
Yeah.
So Jake, I was told today that today apparently it's National Chili Day.
All right. Well, where the fuck is my chili then?
I exactly right. So like, yeah,
Oh,
are you a big chili person?
yeah, I like chili.
Okay, so like, what kind of chili does the trick for you? Like, do you like it spicy? Like, not so hot?
I like it spicy, but I like when my chili's very thick. And if it's in a bread bowl, you have me. I am yours, bread bowl.
You had me at bread.
Yes,
Yes.
and then I'm a big fan of that. So it has
Yes.
to be thick chili, a lot of stuff in it,
Uh-huh.
and in a bread bowl, money.
So you say like you like it thick, but do you also like how many like pieces of bread do you have to have on the side for dipping purposes?
Not too much.
Yeah.
Not too much. It depends what kind of chili it is and what's in it.
Hmm.
And again, a little bit. Like I said, my favorite way of eating it is in a bread bowl. But if it's not, then yeah, I have like a piece or two of bread with it. No, 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 I don't want to overdo it because I
Hmm.
actually want to eat the chili. And
Right.
yeah, but no, I'm a huge chili fan. Huge. I'm surprised I haven't been to chili cook-off yet.
I was gonna say you should have one of those big chili hats and your chili boots.
Oh damn! Why? Well,
So
how do you like your chili?
I like it. Yeah, I like it thick. I like to where you can really taste the chunks of it,
Mhm.
of the meat. And I've had it where it was made with like pork and also beef. It was
Mhm.
interesting. It gives it a different flavor.
Yep.
But no, it like like some that is like not too spicy because sometimes if it's like really spicy, it kind of overpowers everything else.
Mhm.
So it's all about finding that right mix, I guess, when it
Right.
comes
And
to
and everybody does their chili differently. That's the
yeah,
fun part.
yeah, for sure.
So a lot of people put different types of vegetables in there.
Hmm.
So it depends how people make it.
It, it,
Uh,
it, let me ask you: is there a no go when it comes to types of vegetables in your chili? Are you
in
like,
my chili, yeah,
yeah,
I'm usually opposed to certain types of vegetables. Um, Most of the time, nobody makes any mistakes. Whatever you put in, I'll eat it. It
hmm,
it's it just mixes into everything, and there's just a whole bunch of boiled vegetables in there. Whatever,
yeah,
don't care. But if you overdo it with like one, and it just stands out,
hmm,
um, then you don't want to overdo it with like a specific type of whatever it is. Doesn't matter which one. You
right,
just don't overdo it with one because it just takes over the entire blend of meats and beans and stuff.
right,
I like
right.
the meat and beans in there.
He likes the beans. He likes the
Yeah.
meat and beans.
Hell yeah.
You probably don't want to be near Jake after he had chili, though.
No, no. It's not that
You
bad.
might want to stay clear from him just in case.
Uh, that's not the problem. It's what you're drinking with that chili that pollutes it all.
I see. I see. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so like a day like today when it's snowing, it's cold out. Is this
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
perfect chili weather?
Hell yeah. Everybody's like, oh, you buy a coffee and a hot chocolate because it's snowing and icy and it's freezing. I'm like, fuck that. Give me some bread and some chili and a
uh,
cold beer. which I can't have right now anyway. But
I
whatever.
was gonna say, if anything, Jake's just pounding shots of Robitussin.
Oh
or
man,
Buckley's.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All of that at once, mix it all together.
he puts in a nice NyQuil cocktail for him. That's right. That's what he drinks at night. Knocks him right out.
I barely make it through, and I'm here.
You're here. You're still surviving. This is like week number 3 with under the weather, Jake.
It is. Again, this is our preparedness for the coronavirus. So I know what I have to get through next time.
Jake is in training for, the big event coming.
That's right. I will be your go-to guy for information.
Exactly.
Oh, look, he's still coughing.
Yeah, see? Look at that. Well, something that you can hopefully get through without coughing is Jake's top 5 of the week.
Oh, hell yeah. My top 5. And I was thinking about it. I was listening through some of our episodes. And I was like, oh, shit. We did our Fast and Furious 9 trailer review.
Yes.
And if you remember how garbage that thing is. I had a few nice comments about it. I know I was super polite about it, gave a nice quick review.
He was still under the weather. That's why.
Yeah.
So nice.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, here's my top 5 favorite Fast and the Furious universe movies.
Okay.
So at number 5, bear with me here.
All right.
At number 5 is all the movies that are not in the top 4 of this list.
Okay.
Okay. Everything in that universe that's not that I'm not gonna talk about is in the bottom 5, and I'd say the number 5 of this list is all the shit, all the garbage movies, as in Hobbs and Shaw, piece of shit. The new one, I'm not even gonna watch. I'm gonna throw it right on number 5 as garbage. So number 5 on this list is the garbage pool of this universe. So 9, 8, 6, 5, and that goes in there. So number 5 is all those shitty movies that I will never rewatch again. And number 4 is Too Fast, Too Furious, is where we meet Tyrese in this series. So it would be the second movie in the series. So number 4 is Too Fast, Too Furious. We will also meet Ludacris. It's still racing in it. It was cheesy. It was fun. It was funny. There was lines you remember in it. Yeah. Do I need a, Gallo 12 or a Gallo 24? Like you remember that shit. That's the movies from this franchise you want to watch again. Hilarious.
Right.
So I like that. Too Fast and Furious is number 4 on my list of top 5 Fast and Furious movies. Number 3. Number 7. And on number 7, the only reason it makes it this high on the list is because it was the last movie for Paul Walker. And it made sense. He got emotional at the end.
Jake was tearing up when he sees him.
Everybody was tearing up. This was the guy's movie, all right?
Yeah,
at the end, you're like, oh my God, this should be over right now. No more. This is the end. You finished it. It's perfect. This movie ended perfectly. Done.
Yeah.
Fucking song comes in, cars drive apart, tears everywhere. It's over.
The lights come up, and Jake's like, who's
like, shit. Exactly. Oh, it's in my eye. But anyway,
what is the salty discharge coming from my eyes?
I know, right? Who's throwing pretzels? All right. So that's number 3. Number 2, and everybody in the universe is gonna hate me for it. I don't care. Fuck you. My list. Number 2 is Tokyo Drift. My second favorite movie in this franchise because it was about racing. It was the roots. It was great. It was everything Fast and the Furious should be about. Racing, dumb kids, making bad decisions, and fun. Racing and fun. It was a great movie. Tokyo Drift was awesome. And the only reason it's number 2 is because number 1 is the original Fast and the Furious movie, which I remember seeing in a theater. Fucking amazing. That movie made everybody came out of the theater and raced their minivans down the street. Okay?
Jake being one of them.
Hey, That's right. I'm not denying it. I
That's
was
right.
that guy.
Yeah, you did have a
So
minivan back then.
that movie is epic. It's one of the best movies
Uh-huh.
that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's
Yeah.
number one, and there you go. Top two of this list. Awesome. And again, I don't give a shit. They should stop making movies right there. 1, 2, 3, done. Tokyo Drift for me is number 3 in that series,
Yeah.
as in how I watch them.
Right.
So there you go. That's my list. Fast and the Furious family of movies.
You
Should have fucking stopped.
you were saying that they have like some of those epic lines that everyone remembers. I remember the first one when a young Brian, he says like, "I almost had you." He's like, "You almost had me." I'm like,
you never had me.
You never had me.
You never had your car.
Yes.
Almost had me. Ask any racer. Ask any real racer.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if you win
That's
by
right.
an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. Do you think I watched this movie enough?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Jake has it down pat.
I like the tuna here. Nobody likes the tuna here.
I don't care what kind of beer you have, as long as it's a Corona.
That's right.
Product.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many quotes in that movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Why'd you bring the Buster? Because the Buster got me out of handcuffs.
The Buster brought me back. Yeah. Okay, we can go on forever. This is great. Right.
Oh, this is great.
Geeking out on Fast and the Furious. Awesome.
There you go.
All right.
So there
we go.
So Jake, I gotta say, I tried something that I haven't ever tried before this past week or so. Have you ever had a beer, but with
yes,
yeah. Have you ever had a beer, but where you drink like some of it, maybe like a quarter of it, and then you put in a splash of Clamato?
No.
I guess this is a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing. So I tried it, and it's not bad. But I guess it really works if you have like a OV type of beer, or like a Keith's or something like that, or something that actually has taste. Well, then okay. I don't know if you want to use it with OV then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, wait, what? OV.
So yeah, it's different. Water. Like you pour it in, and then it just, I don't know, gives it a little bit of a flavor boost, I guess. But yeah, I was just curious if you ever tried that.
I have not tried it. I don't know if I'd want to mix, because I've had both, obviously, in separate type of drinks. I don't know if I would want to mix. I drink them separately, but I would not mix them.
No,
I don't know if that would work for me, but that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Is there a name to it, or do you add anything with it? Or?
Nope, just beer with Clamato.
Oh, that's interesting. Cool, not bad.
Like you don't, they don't bring it to you both in one glass, so you just have a beer and order a side of Clamato.
And then you mix it. Not bad.
Then you mix it to your own liking, I guess.
I'm
just curious because I've never heard of this concept at all. I just was curious if you have or know people or have relatives that does like quirky things with their food or drink. It's just just interesting. Like when people like dip French fries in mayo. Is that
that's what I do.
Oh, see, so there you go. So
yeah, I do that.
Is there a reason behind that, or just
absolutely not, because they're both delicious.
They're both delicious.
Yeah, no, I'm one of those people that does the mayo thing, and then if I have a chance to, I mix my mayo with hot sauce, and then I make that.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people, like when it comes to dipping fries, obviously you'll have a lot of people that have ketchup number one. Yeah. And then probably right behind it would be mayo. And then
you have gravy.
Gravy, yep. And then like vinegar and salt.
Yes.
Yep. I have a great friend that he in high school extra vinegar everywhere. Like he would just have like constantly like pour like a whole thing of vinegar on his fries. He was a big fan of that, you know. So it's just curious, curious to see what kind of interesting food quirks I guess people enjoy, or drinking quirks like clamato in beer or mayo on fries.
Yeah, that's not
Just
that. Yeah, you know
just
what I never
interesting.
understood is dipping your fries in your Frosty.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Yeah, never understood that.
Why? What's
I don't know. Just ice cream on my French fry. I don't know.
No. But you're not understanding. You're taking the salty and sweet, and it makes.
Oh no, I know that I understand.
Makes for a beautiful connection right there.
I guess. Yeah.
Have you done it?
Yeah. I just never understood it. I did it once. Whatever.
I did it once. I didn't understand it, but I did it.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'd rather have like Taco Bell cheese and just dip my fries in that.
I mean, see, but let's be honest. That's not real cheese. That's like.
It doesn't matter. It's deliciousness.
It's like a
melty gooiness.
A cheese flavored gelatin. It's kind of like when you get nachos and you get the same dip that you would get at Taco Bell.
Whatever binds into my arteries. Whatever.
Yes. So I always like our food conversations, Jake. So that should be interesting.
That food or drink, because drinking is fun. Actually, you know what? I just tried, since we're talking about drinking alcohol, and since I can't have it and I just bought it, I only had one can out of my 6-pack here because just wanted to try. Is a new Budweiser that came out, and I don't usually drink too much North American beer, but it was a Jim Beam version because they finished it off in Jim Beam barrels.
Right.
And it comes out super, super, super dark, like golden dark brown, and it has a really strong taste to it. So that's something new I wanted to try, and it was actually pretty good.
So is it more of a like? Do you taste
more
of Jim Beam?
Yeah, you get hints of Jim Beam in your beer.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not bad. I like it. You can't drink a lot of it. You can't just like start tossing them back.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if people really want, taste the Jim Beam, why don't they just drink Jim Beam?
It's not cold and bubbly.
And sometimes you just want a beer, right?
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I need some more beer flavored stuff. I like beer dips for like your bread. Your pretzel. If you have a pretzel with like a beer cheese dip.
A beer cheese dip? No. Is this a thing?
Yeah. There's a I can't name this restaurant at the mall, but they have it, and you have to give you a giant pretzel, and then you dip it in this beer cheese dip. So beer infused cheese dip, yeah. Like
a beer infused cheese dip.
Yeah. Like real cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had it in the States once. Just giant pretzel was like a pound and a half just hanging. I think it was in Minnesota.
Oh, really?
And just giant cup of like beer cheese dip. It's fucking delicious.
Are you one, like, when you go to like new restaurants and you see like something that like you never even heard of, or like, that's an interesting combination? Like, are you more adventurous when it comes to trying new foods, or are you stick to like items that or like things that you had before?
Well, you know me. I don't say no to food a lot, and what happens is I look at the menu. I see something familiar. I gotta read it. If I'm not sure about it, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna waste time with stuff I might not like. But if it sounds familiar and it's a different version of it, hell yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. That's all right. So there you go. It's always about being open-minded and trying new things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like expanding your palate, I guess.
That's right.
So good. Jake, you didn't have one last week, but do you have one this week for Garbage Person of the Week?
No Garbage Person of the Week this week.
Oh no.
No. Yeah, it's just
Because normally
Just
when you go out into the public, you always or someone runs into you that just pisses you off.
I know, and I haven't been in public. That's the problem because I've been sick. I've been quarantined into the house and work. So I go working back. I haven't been out in public. I haven't been able to drop kick anybody in the streets.
Oh, darn it. So Jake, but since I have to bring it up just because
Sure.
it was a big thing. Yesterday was Fat Tuesday.
Oh, God.
And you being of the Polish descent.
Yes.
100% from the homeland.
Yes.
When it comes to punchkis,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where the Polish people shine. This is their day, right?
Yep.
So, what makes a real punchki a punchki?
See, Darren, this is exactly why we did our show way back when, where we can now reference everybody to go back.
Yes.
A special episode where our Punchki Day episode in season 1, and then I do a breakdown of punchkis in that show.
Yes.
And I'm not going to waste your time because I want you to go back and listen to one of our favorite shows.
Yes.
And where I do an actual total breakdown on punchkis, where to get them, how to get them, and what flavors there are.
Right.
So there you go.
But
check that out. But there's I only go to one place for punchkis, and it's not where everybody else goes because I know better. And I'm not gonna go with everybody else getting their white boxes of punchkis because those aren't great. They're okay, but they're not great. And I go to one place, I hand pick them, throw them in a little brown bag because I know they're great, and I get my favorite filling. Which, although there's only one favorite filling, it's not fucking Nutella.
But a lot of people were telling me that it's not really Nutella. It's like, it's just like a hazelnut mix that's similar to Nutella, but it's not.
Well, yeah, because Nutella's expensive.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's you gotta get the flavor. I get if you want the full experience, and that's the plum flavor. Get that whole world experience right there.
See, like a lot of people, I know people that say plum is the way to go. If you're gonna go punchki, it's plum or
you gotta get the tangy with the sweet and the fresh.
There you go. So obviously, one punchki is about 500 calories.
That's nothing. Let's eat it. Give me a dozen.
But there are other bakeries I saw in the Windsor area that has a low-cal punchki.
Burn it.
And guess how much you think a low-cal punchki is? Only 300 calories.
That's right. Who cares? I need my extra calories. Let's do it.
I remember I did a story at CBC. I was working with the reporter on Punchki Day, and she ate one punchki and she figured out how long it would take to exercise to burn off one punchki. She had to be on the treadmill for about an hour and a half to burn off one punchki.
See, I don't have that problem. I don't go on a treadmill.
So there you go.
Darren, I just solved problems. Fucking eat it and have a good time. Go walk in the next one.
Yeah, you know what? I just I could only really just have one, and I got to say my punchki experience from 2020 was a disappointment. The one that I had, there was barely any filling.
Because you, sir, don't take my advice and don't go where I tell you to go.
I know. I get what I get. It's and powder or glaze. I know there's a big war.
Only one way. There's only one way. It's glazed.
The glaze is the way. That's right. So there
I'm going this weekend, and I'm gonna see. I'm smart this way, where I know what I'm getting, know where to get it from, and not where the crowds are. So I'm actually gonna wait to this weekend to go get mine.
Well,
they gotta be fresh, delicious, straight out of the oven, and perfect.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly. Well, you don't have to worry about a crowd because all the punchi eating people that celebrate are done, and they're on to starving themselves for the next 40 days.
More for me, bastards.
And that's the big thing. It's the kickoff to the Lent season in the religious faith, where people give up something for 40 days until Easter. A lot of people are giving up coffee or sweets or whatever.
I want to give up this sickness. Can I do that?
There you go. That's something. Yeah, sure. give up to taking a cough medicine.
Oh God, it'd be nice.
There you go. So there you go. Always good to chat food with Jake.
That's
right.
So knowledgeable. Can you please go get some real stuff this weekend too, and just like have one for yourself?
I will. Okay. I will do.
I'll text you some directions so you don't get lost.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be there Saturday afternoon.
All right. I was gonna say, like, do I walk in and I see a guy? I got to go talk to a certain guy and like give me.
They're right by the cash registers. No, by the cash registers. You go in, open up the little door. There's like a billion flavors. Get a little bag, pick a couple, close the bag, go check out, and you're done. Takes exactly 2 minutes.
But we know it's only one flavor that you should be getting.
Yes, but not everybody likes my favorite flavor, so you can go pick from whatever you want.
There you go.
And if you see there's other pastries that are also delicious, grab some of those while you're there. Have some chocolate. There you go. All right. Anyway, food. Okay, let's get into some music for the week, because we're gonna do something different. Music this week is going to be something completely different. We're going to play some blues.
The blues.
Yes. Jackson Price and the Blues Rockets is the band we'll be playing today. It's actually Jackson Price and his band. And now Jackson Price himself is the artist, and this is a gentleman that started off as a child actor in LA way back when, but he decided to learn blues guitar in his youth and start writing some material, and decided to start small bands here and there. And after a whole bunch of successful runs on the independent scene, he decided to start this band. So Jackson Price and the Blues Rockets, and they came out with a new album called I Used to Have Fun. Now, I listened to one of their tracks.
It's a story of Jake's life.
This is why I did this show, because I used to have fun. Hold on, we'll get to more stuff in a minute. But there's a song from here that's out that he released. It's really good. It's called the whole album. I'm sure is amazing because it is blues. It's new, and it's stuff we need to listen to get our ears fresh out of all this radio sounds out there. This song's called "It's a Lie, But I'm Alive." And this will bring you back to the days of B.B. King and Eric Clapton, when Eric Clapton was actually good.
Muddy Waters.
Right, exactly. And it's really brings you down south, really gives you that vibes. Like, you don't even know this is a brand new song, but it is. It's called It's a Lie, But I'm Alive, and it's right here on the ADG podcast.
You see me all elated from the dark side of this room. I just spoken to my wife who said we get to leave here soon. Don't see what's a big deal. Hanging out with the cool kids all the time. It's all a lie, but I'm alive. Lost my chance to leave, so let's get high. I'm afraid we're not all lovers. We're guilty of a lot. You claim we're just like brothers, man, but you're just parked in my spot. Disingenuous pleasantries, condescending smiles. It's all a lie, but I'm alive. Lost my chance to leave, so let's get high. With sanitary claws, came out a little faded, man, but I swear it wasn't ours. The Spanish girls, they all laugh at me, say you must be somebody else's buddy's child. It's all a lie, but I'm alive. Lost my chance to leave, so let's get high.
All right, so that was Jackson Price and the Blues Rockets. It's a lie, but I'm alive. Great track. Get you down there with some blues. The ADG podcast has got your variety of music for the week. Enjoy it. Let us know everywhere if you guys like that. If you want to hear more of it, enjoying the variety of music, let us know. adgpodcast@gmail.com, all the socials. So, yeah, there you go. There's our music.
There we go. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So,
yes.
I was hanging out the other day. I know you were busy working.
Mm-hmm.
But I had some time on my hands playing on my phone. I was watching a certain broadcast, which will remain unnamed. Because,
it rhymes with Shemedia Lex.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right. And it was still terrible, by the way. It was fucking awful. And if that was me, and you and I put out a lot of content online, and you always want to make sure it's what we want out there and it's something for people to see, because we don't want to put out garbage.
Right.
Since you're in the question here is, Darren,
yes,
when you put out content with your name on it online, and you also work in the media,
right,
would you put your name on something that was a stinking pile of shit? And I don't mean this show. I mean, like, in general.
Right. No.
Okay. Now, would you be proud of this giant pile of shit where you just keep doing the same fucking pile of shit all the time?
Well, if you were taught that's the only way to do it, then I guess you would just assume that it's the norm.
If you're given maybe a free reign to do something, and then there's nobody controlling it, maybe that's another reason. Yeah. Because I'm watching some of these things and some of the words they use and how they try to convey their message and introduce themselves, and how to run through a segment. Holy fuck. No one in the broadcasting industry does the shit they do. So why continue to do it and learn bad habits? I don't understand.
Yeah, well, especially that Jake actually took the time from his busy schedule. You know, he's not feeling the greatest these days, and for you to sit there and watch it and actually go through it and actually give them your time. That's quite impressive for for them to give you lack of good content for your listening and viewing pleasure.
Well, Darren, uh, I don't come on here. You don't come on here on any show that we do, on all the media that we do, and say, "What's Papa locking?" For fuck's sakes. Is that how you start your sports segments? What's Papa
maybe I
locking?
should.
Let's
Maybe I
tee
should.
let's tee this baby up the ninth.
Let's
Fuck off.
let's dunk and dive into
Yeah, fucking dunk
in,
roofs, you fucking
into
babies.
sports.
Yeah.
And I like it, them being a St. Clair program. And when it comes to sports, they do not even talk about their own sports team that represent their school. I'm like,
I know.
Isn't
Thank you for
that
bringing
job
that up.
one? Yeah,
Isn't that the easiest content to get?
it's right there. Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And it just hurts my ears because there's so much potential in having that type of ability to do what they have and not utilizing it.
mm-hmm.
What the hell? But anyway, I just figured I'd bring that up because I was bored. I had 15 minutes to waste, and they had an interesting segment on there.
Was it about Florida Man? Was it about Florida Man?
Fuck that kid. Burn this kid's papers. Oh no, I'm done playing around with them because they're fucking idiots. No, that Florida Man shit has to stop because one, it's not entertaining. The kid's a fucking robot, and he needs some. You know what? I would love to help him one-on-one work on his mic communication skills because nobody's looking at you. Don't be so fucking scared. All right? Because it comes across on the mic like you're fucking reading. Like, fuck off. No. Fluid. You're trying to tell jokes, punchlines. You don't have to, assume that, have your listener assume and know. They already know there's a punchline coming. You don't have to throw in that there's a punchline. It's a fucking mess. And what's with the fucking segment with the girl telling ghost stories and how to fucking kill people with seances? What the fuck? How is this entertaining? This is not a radio show. It's supposed to be a broadcast by students, supposedly. Yeah. It's not. If it was if they said podcast, I'd understand, but it's not. Yeah. How is this one girl doing all this nonsense with fucking this? We're gonna bring spirits. Here's a game for you to play on your next Saturday night. Yeah. Draw 5 cards, burn them, line them up, and say this ghost's name 8 times, and don't look at it. Like, who the fuck is finding this shit and makes this seem important? Like it needs to be a fucking segment. I'm doing my rant. You can't
I know. This might be your garbage person of the week.
It's my rant for the week.
The rant of the week.
It's just annoying. I'm like, this shit hasn't changed. Every week it's the same, and they're not improving. They're not getting through anything. They're not getting anything out of it. They're just doing the same garbage over and over and over again, and they think it's good. At least we change it up. We make it interesting. We see what works. We get feedback. We talk to people. We throw in different things that we do. You know, we get the feedback. Like you told me the other day, someone actually likes listening to my garbage person of the week. I'm like, well, that's fucking surprising. Can I cut that out for a little bit? But okay, cool, whatever. I'll take it. If it's feedback, I love it. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. Excellent, but it's feedback. Yeah. And this is what we want. These fuck faces continue doing the same shit. We give them feedback. They block us. We had a whole block show already on it. Yeah. And I'm still watching it, and they still don't fucking do anything. It's still shit. I think it's funny.
You know what? I think it's time for us to go on individual attacks on the people that are actually doing the shows and just sending them messages. Their names. Oh, well, obviously not. But like, well, I'm sure that they say their names when they do the broadcast, right?
Yeah, but I don't listen to that. Fucking, that's what the fucking host thinks he's hilarious because he's supposed to be all goofy and shit. Fuck off.
Jake, we have to do it. We have to do a show like with them. I think that would be a fantastic show.
Darren, I have reached out on
Yes.
every social media
I know.
possible as
Well,
politely as I can.
Keyword as politely.
Yeah, well, it ended, obviously. If they're listening to this fucking show today.
Yes.
It ended. My patience has run out for this bullshit. It's dragging me down because it's something I would have loved to do there.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have loved to do what they're doing. You're wasting an opportunity being fucking goofballs.
Yeah, I understand they want to make it fun and entertaining, but you have to understand.
Just not fun.
Yeah. But you have to find, topics that other people would find interesting, not just what you find interesting, right?
Right.
It's yeah.
Well, you're doing it for the audience, not yourself. You have to remember that. This is why we do some of the segments we do. It's not, the audience likes it. That's why we do it. They didn't like it. We wouldn't do it. Fuck. It's just that. But that's my little rant for the week right there. But we'll do our best. We want to bring these kids on. We want to have a good time. Give them some pointers. We're not there just to fucking bash them. That's not fun. You guys, if you listen to all of our shows, especially this year, we have given a lot of good advice out there.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help. It's just a waste of everybody's time and the one viewer that they get. Because they're watching themselves.
Name Jacob.
Fuck yeah. Nobody else watches that piece of shit. And again, you're gonna do it right. Do it right. Don't waste the fucking production value and the beautiful studio you got on fucking scripted garbage. It's shit. It's shit. It sounds like shit. You're just wasting everybody else's time, and you throw in fucking segments like your actual real radio show. No, get the fuck out of here. Figure out what you are. Figure out a theme for the show. Structure it. Make it good. And I was gonna tell you. I don't know, because I know you didn't watch the last one. They literally in the middle of this fucking show, they threw to a pre-recorded segment that was called Some Chicks Podcast. And she talked about something I didn't understand for 3 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Was that a podcast?
Was that the name of the podcast? Some Chicks Podcast?
I don't know. She said her name, but I couldn't understand it either.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was I'm like, you call this segment a podcast? Why are we doing this? But yeah, that was that. I don't know. It was frustrating.
Well,
yeah, whatever. If you guys are out there listening in the audience, you want to see this happen, between Darren and I will be messaging these people. Go to the Mediaplex. They broadcast Fridays and Tuesdays
at 10 o'clock, I think.
10 o'clock and 1 or something. Fucking message and be like, fuck, 80G. Go talk to those people. Darren and Jacob are there to help you.
Yes.
Somebody needs to.
We know a thing or two. Yeah.
About a thing or two.
Yeah, about a thing or two. Yes. Well, I guess it's kind of like, you hit when you hit rock bottom is when you start asking for help. So obviously they haven't hit rock bottom yet.
Oh, they have. They just don't know it.
Exactly. Well, they don't know it yet.
They don't know it.
Yes.
It's just sad. Anyway.
Yep.
There we go. That was fun.
That was good times.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Jake, just one more thing before we start to wrap up. I have a show recommendation for you, and our listeners out there.
Let's do it.
I wasn't too sure when I started watching it, but it's kind of like a bad train wreck, and you just can't help but look away.
We just talked about that.
Well, no, but this one is actually on a streaming service that actually people watch. This one, it's a Netflix show called Love Is Blind. Have you heard of it?
Love Is Blind, no.
Yeah, it's a reality-based show, a reality-based competition show. Yeah. Uh,
Okay. The fucking Mediaplex shop at your door in fucking trench coats.
that's why the dog
Careful.
is going crazy. Anyways, yeah. So the show is called Love Is Blind, and basically the idea of the show is basically a group of girls and a group of guys. They're separated by this wall, and the only way that they can communicate with one another is talking through a wall to the other person on the other side. So the thing is that all these guys and girls are single, and they're looking for that true love, everlasting love, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So they go into these individual pods, and they just start to talk through a wall with a member of the opposite sex. And so they meet everyone, and then they continue to talk to everyone. And the only way to see that person that you talk to is that you have to propose to that person.
Oh, fuck off.
Yes, you have to propose to that person, and if they say yes, you get to see what they look like, and then it doesn't end there. So once you propose to that person, and she says yes, or he says yes, that you see each other, you move in with one another, and you have to get married in 4 weeks.
So we're ruining society continuously with these dumbass fucking shows.
But the whole premise of the show is answering the psychological question: is love truly blind? Like, could you fall in love with someone just based on hearing their voice?
You can fall in love with a fucking potato. So talking to someone who has the same ideas that you shouldn't be that hard to do, even if you haven't seen them.
Jake, that's got to be a drop for us.
It will be. There are many this season already.
Oh my god, that one is going in. That's number one. I wasn't expecting that answer, but I should have known.
You're welcome. I'm on a roll today. I'm a little aggravated at this point right now.
So yeah,
we'll talk about it off the air.
Yeah, so we're coming to this point where society, like shows like
it's falling apart.
Yeah, shows like The Bachelor and Bachelorette and Temptation Island and all those stuff.
Thank you. I actually accidentally sat through a couple episodes of The Bachelor. Jesus Christ, what a fucking dumpster fire that shit is. Oh man. Yes, the girls are pissed off the guy's sleeping with other women in a show where it's one guy and 25 fucking other women. What do you expect to happen?
I know.
He's fine, really. What's the premise of the show about? And then you wonder why we have problems in this world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. When it comes to something like that, so basically, this show is that they have to live with one another, and they really see what that person is like now that they know what they look like, and are they still in love with them, and they have to meet the families of one another. And then the families have to be okay with it, and then they actually...
Funny how you have to fall in love on a deadline.
Yeah, pretty much. It's similar to the, 90-Day Fiancé or Marry Me for a Green Card or whatever, Those kinds of shows. So yeah, it's so bad, but, you just can't look away because I'm like, oh, this is like I obviously it's heavily scripted, but like, how much, it's like, are these people for real? Are they just looking for their 15 minutes of fame so they can so they can put on their resume? Oh yeah, I was on a Netflix reality show.
Oh, yeah.
So they can show up at Comic Cons and sign autographs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's my recommendation. If you truly want to see a horrible social experiment, Love Is Blind on Netflix. It's worth watching one episode. Watch the first episode, and
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
and then I'll yell at you next time.
Okay, all right. I look forward to that.
It's okay. I waste my time on other things, obviously.
I was gonna say if you're watching The Bachelor.
Oh, that was accidental. I was sick. I couldn't move off the couch.
How was it accidental?
I was slept on the couch for last who knows how many days. So
Uh-huh.
it was on, so I have to absorb it in my ears. Yeah. Painful.
That's where you just go click and you just turn it off.
Oh no, I wasn't watching that shit. The wife was watching that shit, and I'm not gonna turn her TV off. You crazy? I'm already sick. I don't want to be disabled. I'm gonna kick my ass.
I don't want to go deaf.
Yeah. All right. There we go. That's some fun times.
That was good. That was a good show.
Right. All right. So hit up our socials everywhere. ADG Podcast. Check out our Facebook page. Insta's growing. Twitter's blowing up. Check us out everywhere. Email us any issues, concerns. ADGpodcast@gmail.com. Let's go out and troll. You know who. You know when. Tell them out to get out to the show so we can have a good time and teach some people something.
Right.
So check that out.
That's it.
Yep. Hopefully I recover by next show.
Yes, we want Jake to get well. So lots of chicken noodle soup, lots of chili,
Lots of drugs.
Lots of drugs too. Exactly. All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
All right. Well, this has been an awesome show, Jake. Thank you once again for joining me. Thank you all
Thank you for joining me too, buddy.
Thank you all. Thank you to our listeners for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our lovely rants and information and all the fun factoids that we've given out this episode.
Yep. And our music.
Big shout out to our music artist of the week. This is great. Jake, we'll see you next week, man.
Hell yeah.
So for everyone here at the ADG Podcast, I'm Darren.
I'm Jacob.
And we are ADG.